You got to admit it's great listening to nature and the beauty of the forest out here in Tennessee. Just awesome stuff. If you guys notice, obviously, I haven't been online recently as far as doing videos for about the last, I don't know, week and change. And there's a good reason for that because the world has gone completely crazy. And I've decided to spend a lot of time off the internet instead of on the internet. Thus, it makes it very difficult to find news stories about. But the news stories that I have seen this week that I want to briefly mention before I get on to my main point is number one, there was a woman who was unclothed, a larger black woman, who decided to start throwing hands with people. After attacking people and the police officer shows up, he goes to handcuff her, she shoves him to the ground, then jumps in his police car, and while he's trying to pull her out of his police car as she's in the driver's seat, she turns on the car, backs it up, almost running over him, and then speeding off. And they finally catch her and obviously take her into custody. She almost ended the guy by backing the police officer by backing over his head. She's found not guilty of anything because apparently she was suffering a mental issue. That was it. She was released. No charges. No, all charges dropped against her. The second one is I see two kids get into it in a bathroom, and one of the guys smashes the other one the back of his neck into a sink, and it ends up killing him. And that apparently everybody's outraged because the kid deserved to be ended because apparently he said a racial slur, so it's okay that the other kid ended up unaliving him. And the third one is actually from Germany today. And I'm getting to a point, mind you. German police officer Roven L. has died after a refugee from Afghan knifed him in the neck. And now he's gone. And what I found interesting about this, because I did see some video and I did see some photos from the incident, is that this is how it seemed to me. And this is very quick, and then we'll get to my point. A German man was trying to stop this Afghan refugee from sticking people with a blade. The police officers show up and tackle the citizen who's trying to stop the guy with the blade. The police then help the Afghan citizen or illegal refugee up off the ground. And then something fell in the woods, very large. And then, while the police officer was busy subduing the German man that was trying to stop him with his blade, while the police officer was getting ready to handcuff him, the refugee comes up and sticks the cop a couple of times with the blade. And then, of course, the police officer have to vaporize the stunning and brave refugee. And they leave the white guy, the German guy, on the ground, bleeding out, because they kind of forget about him. And then the woman, I wrote this down, so I got it in order. And then they notice, oh yeah, one of a German citizens over here bleeding on the ground because he was knifed. And then a female officer walks over and cuffs him. That's where we are right now in current year. And I see these stories, and then it's like, hey, do you want to do a video about women behaving badly? And I say, no, not really. I really, frankly, don't care right now about that kind of stuff. And then I've done a couple of videos, and I do have a few people that post and that say, hey, man, can you stay away from politics? And I watch the guy I'm probably going to vote for in our election being thrown in jail, or at least they're attempting to throw him in jail on some bogus charges. I see criminals being let free, and I see these things, and I say, do I really feel like arguing about women today? Do I really feel about talking about relationships? And I think I've moved on past that. And then I ask myself, what do I really want to talk about? Because I don't want to talk about politics, but I turn on the news, I turn on social media, I turn on just about everything. Hell, movies now are about politics. It's about the message. It's about the brand. It's the LGHD TV community. The news it bums me out. I find that I want to get a little bit of news so I know what's going on, and then I want to turn off the internet. But for me to normally do my content, I have to chew through hours and hours and hours of the internet. And so what have I been doing recently? I've been gaming. I've been watching old movies. I've been exercising. I've lost about 10 pounds since the last video I did, by doing some fasting and eating better and doing some exercise. I still am not sleeping very well at night because fasting screws with your sleep schedule. I notice now that when I'm thinking and I'm getting a crease in my freaking, and this has been here for a while, but it's getting worse and worse because I'm always frowning. But I still want to do content. I still have lots of things that I want to talk about. I just find none of them are related to, quote unquote, the men's traditional issues that I've built my channel on for the last 4 or 5 years. And I want to talk about news and politics because they're invading my life, and they're sowing chaos throughout everything that we experience. I want to talk about inflation. I want to talk about monetary policy that's failing us. I want to talk about the EU and its open borders. I want to talk about China surrounding Taiwan with a military drill to see how the United States is going to respond. I want to talk about the escalation in Ukraine. I find that those things are the things that I'm paying attention to because those are the things that are affecting my life. The amount of money I have in my pocket, whether they're going to start drafting young people to go off into battle, whether we're going to have 10 or 20 extra million people here in the United States, and in the UK it's I think about 1 million a year now. I don't even know what it is for the European Union. Those are the things I want to pay attention to. And a lot of you didn't sign up for that. A lot of you wanted to sign up to watch me do funny videos about girls behaving badly. And do you know how many stories I've seen of girls behaving badly this week? Not too many. Because the normal news sources and the normal places that I go to listen and watch videos and get the information that I forward on to you guys about women behaving badly, they're not talking about women behaving badly anymore. They're talking about the more serious stuff. And everything seems to be getting amplified and more serious. And so then it's kind of like, well, do I want to do puff pieces or do I want to talk about serious stuff? And I think I want us to talk about the serious stuff, but a lot of you didn't sign up for the political. A lot of you are not in the United States. A lot of you are overseas, and you don't care about United States politics, or you don't care about European politics. I really don't either, except I'm kind of being forced into it. So I don't know what I'm going to do as far as content, at least for YouTube. Now for locals, the guys over on locals, they signed up to watch me on a lot of different things, so they know I do news takes and things like that. I think more people, my political stuff does a little better over on Rumble as well. So not much of it does very well on YouTube. And again, I don't want to kind of trash my channel by getting into politics when a lot of you didn't sign up for that. So I don't know if I'm gonna make a new channel on YouTube. I don't know if I'm just gonna put my political stuff over on Rumble and on locals, and then leave YouTube for the occasional goofy story that I see about women or marriage or things like that, because I'm sure more will come around, but just not right now. There's just no news stories covering it. For the last 4 or 5 days, I've been scrolling through Twitter and scrolling through Reddit and scrolling through, the usual places that I go to get my material, and all they're talking about is politics and the woke and everything going to trash. So I'll tell you, the world is changing quickly, and not for the better. I think we've got a lot of bigger problems than women behaving badly right now. If you notice, like from the Andrew Tates and the Pearly things and the Fresh and Fit and all the usual suspects that you see talking about this stuff, no one's even paying attention to them anymore. They've kind of become irrelevant because people are like, yeah, we get it. But there's other things that I think that we need to pay attention to right now. I'm gonna focus more energy into that. And I haven't felt like focusing energy into that. I've been taking that angst and frustration and just saying, okay, I'm off news for a little while. But at what point do we have to talk about what's going on in the world, and what are we going to do, and what happens if Taiwan falls to China, and what happens when Ukraine finally folds to Russia, and if NATO pushes. There are political channels for that stuff. So I kind of feel like there's channels out there that do the news better than I do it, and the stuff that I normally talk about really just nobody seems to care about so much because we've got bigger issues, and so it kind of leaves me in a place of I don't know what to do, at least for you YouTube viewers. For my other viewers on Rumble and Locals, I'm pretty much going to do business as usual, and it's probably going to be some more news coverage than usual. But for you on YouTube, I know you didn't sign up for the politics, but I'm really kind of running out of ideas for what to do after 5 years of complaining about the ladies. No one's really caring anymore. They've kind of given up on it, and they're saying, okay, we get it, but now we're moving on to serious stuff, and now we're entering, I don't know, phase 2 or 3 of the culture war, where businesses start failing and enterprises start folding. So I don't know what I'm going to continue on. I will have something out for you guys as soon as I can think of something, but in the meantime, I think I'm just going to stick to my news stuff over on Locals and Rumble, and I'll put it up here for you. And I know you didn't sign up for that, so if you guys end up bowing out, I understand, but I think we've got bigger issues to talk about in the world right now than women behaving badly. And a big part of that is I think a lot of people have stopped caring because the real world is coming to knock home, and they care more about being able to put food in their own mouths, money in their own pockets, surviving this economy, and figuring out what they're going to do when banana republics are born. So I'll leave it there, guys. We'll see you in the next one.